For this station, you will be writing me the slope-intercept form of the equation. So you're going to be giving me the equation of the line. Remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Where the m identifies the slope, so that will be a number. The b identifies your y-intercept, so that will also be a number. Other than that, everything else remains as part of the equation. So, let's start with number 1. I know I'm going to have y equals some number x plus some number. The first thing I'm going to look at is my slope. How do I find slope? I have a line, so I need to pick 2 points on that line. Well, my first point I can look at is the y-intercept, where the line is crossing the y-axis. It should be at a good point. It turns out it is. So I'm going to highlight that point, and that's going to be point number 1. Now my second point is a little more difficult to find because I want it to be in the crosshair. So in other words, see all these grid lines right here? I want it to be located in like a spot like that, like right on the grid line, right where the grid lines are meeting. So I'm going to follow along. This wouldn't be a good point because it's not on grid lines. None of these. That's a perfect point. So we're going to keep going, keep going, keep going, and it looks like it's going to cross right there as well. So we're going to put our dot right there. And we're going to make our slope triangle. Now, before I start counting, is this a positive or negative line? Remember, if I put my slope dude up here, in the upper left-hand corner of him, is he going to be traveling down the line or up a line? He's going down the line. So, I'm going to go ahead and erase him so that we can see our line. So I know I'm going to have a negative line. Then I'm going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 on my up and down. So my top number is going to be a 6. How far did I go over? 1. I can rewrite this as y equals negative 6x as well. Now I need to find my y-intercept. So where am I crossing this y-axis? Right here. What is the y value of that point? A positive 1. Positive 1. So this answer is correct as well as this answer is correct. Either answer is correct. The bottom one is a little more correct because it has this simplified as far as it goes. And with it being divided by 1 or over 1, it's just a little less simplified. Take a look at number 2. I do the exact same thing. I'm going to start with my y equals something x plus something. So let's figure out the somethings. Again, your first job is to find a point on the line so that you can do your slope triangle. The y-intercept is always a good spot because you know that it will likely cross at the crosshairs. Then I'm going to keep going. Oh, nope, that's in the middle. There's a good one. So I'm going to go to that one too. If you use the nearest point, then you don't end up having to simplify your fraction. Draw my triangle. I'm going up 1 over 2. I'm going to decide is it a positive or a negative line. It's a positive line. And since my up and down goes on top, I have a 1 with over my 2 left and right. What is my y-intercept? Where is the part where it's crossing the x-axis? Or the y-axis, sorry. It's right here, which is at a positive 1. So my answer should be y equals 1/2 x plus 1. We're going to do one more for you. So I have y equals something x plus something else. So, find the points where the line crosses in the crosshairs. Again, the y-intercept is always a good point, as well as travel along, there's a good point. Then, I'm going to determine, is it positive or negative? It's a negative line. Draw my lines. I ended up going up 2 over 1, so I have 2 over 1, and my y-intercept is at -3, so I fill that in, and I can always rewrite my equation so I'm in absolute simplest form as -2x minus 3. Those mean the exact same thing. Please finish the rest on your own.